Welcome, Commanders family. It's Command Center Game Day Live, brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. We invite you to stop searching and go Northwest. Check out nwfcu.org/Washington to see how easy it is to join and how Northwest can help make your money work for you. Stop by a branch or visit nwfcu.org/Washington today. Now here is a live look out at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. We are at the crib. Yes, this is the home of your Washington Commanders. Our live field cam is presented by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. Commanders family, Brian Coleman Jr. here with Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell, Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss, and fellas, like always, y'all been here before.
Yeah.
Y'all done played the Eagles before. Y'all got memories. What are those first memories that come to mind when you're home taking on the Eagles? B. Mitch, I'm going to start with you.
Well, it comes down to the NFC East, and that's all you have to worry about. You're playing a division game.
Yeah.
You want to be at your absolute best.
Yeah.
This team played them to the brink last time, fell short. This time you got to make sure you don't make mistakes to hurt yourself in the end.
Yeah, that's one of our luxuries of playing our division. You have two chances. So my main look at this game is now, can we split the series? Can we be that team that showed up at their home and now show up at our home? You have the advantage. To me, I think our home field should be our advantage.
Yeah.
Can we come out here and play dominant football?
And as Santa said, I mean, we've seen them before, and what a battle that was.
Yeah.
We were there. We were in
yes.
an overtime battle. What do we got to do to just be able to turn the tides and get that win? Because we know we can compete with these guys. B. Mitch, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I think what we have to do is make sure we don't hurt ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, I say that all the time, and it's a simple thought, but it's necessarily something that you have to do. You can't have penalties at inopportune times. You can't have turnovers at inopportune times. If you go out there, you hold on to the ball, protect your quarterback, and don't have those crazy penalties, you give yourself a chance to win the game. Yeah. And I really believe that this team know that they can play with the Eagles.
Yeah.
They knocked them off last year when they were undefeated. Mm-hmm. They played them to the brink in the overtime this year. So you come out now and you take care of your business, you can't worry about the other team. Yeah. Sometimes you got to make sure we do better on our side than what we did the previous time, and you get a chance to win the game.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those things about, we find a way of, being happy with a moral victory. You can't be satisfied with playing good. That should be, that should be your goal. Bingo. That should be your goal each and every week. And I think this team has the players. They have the capability, but you have to go out there and do it. We have to find a consistency. Right. Maybe this week is where we start that at. Be consistent. Do what you always have practiced to do. And you come out here against better competition, and we seem to rise to that level. Yeah. When you ask me, what should we do today? Rise to the competition. Well, I know they're going to do that, but I want to see that consistent play throughout these next 10 weeks.
And Tan, you mentioned consistency. One thing that has been consistent is this weather. We started off with rain a little bit, but they say rain is good luck, so let's take a look at our game day forecast presented by NBC4. We are working for you. We have a high of 78 with a low of 61 with 30% chance precipitation. We already saw a little bit of rain, but like I said, that might be good luck, and the wind is 4 miles per hour. So, fellas, now, you don't get to be on Command Center. It was a really, really fun show, and we talked about the biggest storylines coming into this game. One big storyline for you, Tanner, so I'm going to start with you, is the secondary. They added some firepower. They made a trade, added some people in. How do you feel we match up against the secondary?
Well, I like what we do against this secondary. I think one of the things that stands out the most is just having Terry. Terry is one of those guys, he fear nothing. He don't fear, especially this secondary. And I'm pretty sure they fear him because he seems to have a day on these guys every time. But I think now when you look at what they're doing, they understand what they was weak at. And that's one of the things about great teams. They go out and get guys, key guys that can help them be more efficient. They added Kevin Byard. He's a guy, Pro Bowl player, all-pro type of talent. And that just solidified them a little more. You have Big Pay Slade. You have, got the other corner name, Bradbury. There you go. And now you add this safety who can go out there and play well in the run and in the pass. So I think with that being said, now they're trying to make sure that they have the pieces to match up against anybody in this division and throughout the league. What can we do that we did last time or different to give ourselves a chance? To me, if you just ask me, I'm saying go out there and find Terry early and often. You know what I mean? Regardless of who they got back there. But that's not going to be just the only option. All these guys had to step up and rise to the challenge.
You may talk about the secondary a little bit.
Well, when I look at the secondary, about the Eagles secondary.
Yes.
They are loaded, basically. And last year they had the young man, I forgot his name, from the Saints. Came in, he was playing outstanding football. and you play that well, somebody going to take you away. But Byron is as good as he was, probably better.
Yeah.
Now you have a guy who can cover their backs.
Yeah.
Branberry and also Slay. Now, he's going to be a guy that can solidify so they can play a little bit more aggressive. In the run game, he's coming down to make sure he races things.
Yeah.
So this team, who's very, very good at the front 4 or 5, and in the linebackers, they've gotten better in the secondary. We always say you have to have a top-notch guy at all 3 levels.
Yeah.
They have that right now.
Yep.
Actually, they have multiple guys at the 3rd level. So what we have to figure out is, what do we do well? I don't care how good their guys are. You should believe that your guy can be better. I think Terry McLaurin is better than anybody in their secondary. Find a way to get the ball to him and see what happens. Last week, when they knew he had to go to Terry, he went to Terry. What did he do? Come down with the ball. Make big plays. Find a way to let your big guys be Superman every once in a while. You know? Clark Kent shows up in the game because they don't give you a chance.
Yes.
You become Superman when you call on my name.
Yes.
And I think Terry McLaurin, let's have the S on our chest today.
And Terry always has the S on his chest. We're hoping he gets the ball out now. We talked about Daniel Jones a little bit last week and how he kind of had our number.
Yeah.
Well, the Eagles have won 10 of their last 13 matchups against us. How do we turn the tides today? We're at home. We've seen them once already. How do we turn the tides?
We've seen all year where Jalen Hurts, as good as he is, has not been the Jalen Hurts we saw last year.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is hesitant on running the ball. I talk with my friends Ike Reese and Hugh Douglas. They don't know if he's hurt or he's hiding something or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's been hesitant to run the football. He hasn't been as good throwing the football. So ultimately for me, make sure you're going to put that pressure on him. Make him have to make quick decisions and see what he's really about. Because I look at Jalen, he's been good, but he hasn't been that guy I saw last year. So if you can go out there and you make sure you dictate to him instead of letting him dictate to you, you have a chance of going out there and getting one of those YOLO balls he throws up.
Yeah.
You know, those balls he just say, okay, I'm going to just throw it here. He believes in his receivers so much, he thinks AJ and Smith are going to come down with all the balls.
Yeah.
Make him do that, you know, because he is not on point right now, which is scary because they're 6-1 without him being on point.
It's scary.
It is.
And guess what's around the corner? Halloween. So I don't want to see them being even scarier. But honestly, man, I think, I'm just ready for us to play the kind of football that we can play. I think this team is, when you look at it from guy for guy, we have the talent. But I don't think we have. I think we haven't exceeded expectation this year. Years before we have, and to this year we're playing a little under what we expected. So it's always come a point as a player. I remember being on teams where you just underachieve, and then you say, a coach or somebody say, look, man, we need to step up because our job's dependent on it.
Right.
So I wonder if those guys have heard that talk yet. Sometimes it happens early, sometimes it happens later, but someone needs to say something that, look, we're not playing to the level that people expect us to play, and quite frankly, it's being seen on the film. When you cut the film on, it has to come a time, and I'm hoping today is that day. We can talk about who's playing better on the other side, what they need to do more. No, it's just all about having that mindset, coming into reality and saying, as a man, I'm not doing my job, and all those guys collectively go out there and do that.
I'll take what Tanner said and take it one step farther. It's not necessarily we're not playing how people expect us to play. Hell, I would argue that they're not playing how they expect to play.
Yes, yeah.
And I think it comes down to accountability.
Yep.
Is at a point now where every player to a man has to face the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
Michael, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. You got to start with yourself. And then you got to start to go to the guys that Tanner and I never played together, but I'm sure we would have been boys.
Yeah.
And if I see him not getting where he go, I think I have the right or the belief I can say, Tanner, man,
let's go.
You got to do this. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I expect him to do the same thing to me. On this football team right now, I don't care if an offensive lineman talks to a defensive lineman, defensive lineman talks to a damn defensive back, or running back talks to a tight end. You have to be able to talk to anybody on this team at this point to say, we are not reaching our full potential.
Yep.
And that's what you're fighting for. if this team plays its full potential, I've been asking for like 8 years for a total game.
Yeah.
If they give me a total game today, I think they win the football game.
Yeah.
But they have to understand that when somebody doesn't reach their potential and you say, well, I don't really want to cause no issues, do you really give a damn?
Yeah.
Do you care?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to ruffle feathers that make you feel uncomfortable
Bingo.
to get the absolute best out of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I love all these dudes on this team, but I'll be happy to be the one to ruffle your feathers. I don't care if you like me or not. I don't care if you like me or not, because ultimately, when you are challenged as an athlete, as a competitor, is when you get to your absolute best.
Yep.
If nobody challenges you, what the hell you got to fight for?
Yeah. I feel like we got a pregame speech.
Yes,
I think every
let's go.
segment we need to start with B-Mid singing. You know what I'm saying? But we got a lot to get into. We're going to get into the offense. We're going to get into the defense. We're going to get into B-Mitch's big three. But before we do that, let's send it down to London Fletcher, who's on the field with the best seat in the house, presented by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders.
All right, London Fletcher out here with Bram Weinstein, our play-by-play partner on the Commanders. I almost said Redskins, the Commanders broadcast radio network. I know, that's all right. Old habits are hard to break. Bram, the rematch of our week 4 matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, we lost 34-31 in Philadelphia. When you look at this game, you think about this rematch. What must we do to kind of get back on the winning streak?
You know, actually, the last 2 times they played them, they've scored 30-plus points against them. So they've actually moved the ball effectively.
Right.
Different games, obviously. It's actually the first time that's happened in like 50 years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of amazing. I think we want to try to shorten the game with them, right?
Yeah.
I think you want this to be close. I think you want them to be nervous. I think you want them to understand that this team's giving them more problems than just about anybody else in the NFL has.
Absolutely.
With Chris Paul likely to playing, with Tyler Larson back in there, it signals to me that we're going to go back to running the ball.
Yeah,
and that's what I expect to happen.
And I'm
today.
glad you brought up Chris Paul more than likely starting at the left guard position, Tyler Larson more than likely starting at the center position. I think there'll be a little bit more stability. I went back and I watched Tyler Larson in his starts last year for our team, and he's a lot stouter, a lot better in pass pro. He seems to be able to pass off games and understand, you know, especially those second level blitzers. He does a much better job of dealing with those things than what Nick Gates was doing, and that's one of the reasons why Sam was getting sacked so many times. You saw the Giants be able to get so many pressures. It wasn't even about, they brought pressure, but sometimes they just didn't pick up the blitzes and the stunts that the Giants were doing. You mentioned running the football. And that first matchup in Philadelphia, we ran the ball 28 times. Now, 6 of them were for Sam, but there were 22 called runs.
Yes.
The thing, I know about the Eagles and they're number 1 against the run game, but when I look at running the football, one thing it does, it slows down the pass rush.
Yeah.
It wears down the defense. It doesn't allow you to be so one-dimensional that it helps you shorten the field, and that's good for a young quarterback like Sam.
The Eagles have a very good defense, very good rush defense, very stout up front. We'll see if Jordan Davis plays. They were looking at him pregame because he's been injured during the week. I think their rush defense numbers are a little bit skewed. 1, their offense controls the clock. 2, they get a lot of first downs. 3, they often are playing with a lead. And 4, probably most importantly, their weakness because of injury is their secondary, which I think is why teams throw as much. So I think it's skewed. It's not that they're not stout, and it's not that they're not good. It's just that I don't think people have enough attempts against them to put numbers up there that look like you can rush the ball on them.
Yeah, so we got to look at the other side of the ball for us. Our defense in the first game, A.J. Brown, he took advantage of a young rookie and Emmanuel Forbes, a lot of double moves, things like that. Since that game, Forbes has been removed from the starting lineup. What do you see defensively as us being a change-up to kind of limit those explosives, something that has really plagued this defense this season?
This is old school. You want to double cover the guy? Because frankly, I would argue he should be in the MVP conversation this year. He has had 5 straight 125-plus yard receiving days.
Yes.
He has been arguably the best receiver in the NFL. We know what happened with us. I don't know if I'm taking him on one-on-one.
No.
I will take my chances and know that we'll get bit by Devontae Smith at some point, but I don't need that guy doing what he's done for a month-plus running. So I'm bracketing the guy.
All right,
personally.
I love it. So after you leave, this pregame show, make sure you tune in to Big 100.3. Brian Weinstein on the play-by-play. We got Julie Donaldson and myself, London Fletcher, up in the booth. Let's see if we can get this victory here in FedEx Field.
Thanks, London. Always good to hear from a legend. And speaking of legends, London will be joining us later in the show. That's right, he will be joining us. But before we go to break, let's take a look at today's most rewarding odds presented by Fanatics Sportsbook, the most rewarding sportsbook. It is week 8 here at FedEx Field, where the Commanders are welcoming the Philadelphia Eagles to their second matchup of the season. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. That's right, 1 p.m. And now let's take a look at these game day odds. Washington is underdogs by 7 points. Their money line is 250, and the over-under is 43.5 points. This is Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. And this is the only, that's right, the only Commanders pregame show, so stick with us. We'll be right back after this short break, and we will leave the live look up for you during the Commanders warm-up, so there's no reason to go anywhere. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Dad, we're gonna be late.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We have more boosts than anyone else. We power up the odds on hundreds of bets with Bet Boost. We give you the option to increase your profit with our incredible Profit Boost. And just when you think you can't get better odds, we unleash the Super Boost. Check out our boosts and see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Experience the performance of Toyota Camry, from TRD to all-wheel drive and hybrid, with comfort and control. To travel your way and arrive in style. Right now, buy a Camry and get $750 finance cash. Toyota, let's go places.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
Hey Marissa, what are you doing?
Searching
For what?
my financial wellness.
Stop searching. Go Northwest. I went to Northwest Federal Credit Union, even better than a bank. And they hooked me up with totally free financial counseling to help me manage my money.
Totally free?
Totally free.
I feel my financial wellness running through me already.
Whatever works. Stop searching. Go Northwest.
One bag.
The winter play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. We're ready for the holidays, so you're ready for what's next.
Have fun, sis.
Can't stop adding stuff to your cart? Get the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. Choose the online shopping category and earn 3% cash back.
Welcome back, Commanders family, to Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. You are seeing a live look at the Commanders gearing up for their home matchup against the 6-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. Now let's get right into this week's Air Power, presented by Air National Guard, the proud partner of the Washington Commanders. Now our guy, wide receiver Terry McLaurin, proved to be a bright spot in last week's matchup, recording a season-high 90 yards on 6 catches. That's right, 90 yards on 6 catches against the Giants. McLaurin has 80-plus receiving yards in 3 of the last for game. Brian Cole Jr. here with Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell, Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. Now, fellas, we talked about Terry. Let's get right into this offense. Terry McLaurin did what Terry McLaurin does, right?
Always.
He showed out. Let's talk about our receiver a little bit and what you see from him so far this season. He has a new quarterback, a new offensive coordinator. That thing could be a little tough, but he still got off to a fast start. B-Mitch, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's changed nothing he's done at all. When he's given the opportunity, Terry McLaurin shows up. When he's given a 50-50 ball, he comes down with it. So it's no longer a 50-50 ball, it's 80-20 ball. He's going to get it 80% of the time. Terry McLaurin is a guy that basically goes out there, and when given a chance, he does what he's expected to do. So they got to find a way to try to give the ball to him. I understand coaches don't like to force the ball to one guy, but hell with that. If that guy makes a play every time you go to him, you find a way to get it to him. And I think Terry is also that guy where you'll never hear him complain. When the ball's going to the other guys, he's running as fast as he can. He's blocking when he needs to block. He is that guy that you want to reward. So keep rewarding him, because you know what he does? He rewards all of us.
Yes, he does. He does.
I mean, it's no secret. I think, honestly, you look at different offenses this guy has been involved in, and it's the same outcome. Going forward, I mean, we was looking for so much from this, you know, I guess you can call it Eric Bieniemy / Kansas City style offense. And quite frankly, when you have a young quarterback and the system is new, it's going to take time. So we're seeing right now those growing pains. But the secret, it's no secret that this offense go as far as Terry goes. So get Terry involved early, off it, and guess what? If we have a Terry show where the stands is going erupt because this guy's making clutch catches, that's going to give us that energy. That's going to give us that push and that drive that we need, so we can see us have some of these finished drives that we haven't seen that that much of this year. I want to see a Terry show. I mean, I think
we all do.
I think that was Terry show.
He steps up against Big Play Slay. And guess what? Those guys are both for friends. But Slay knows, man, when that guy 1-7 on the other side, I don't want to be on the other side matched up against him. So I need to see Terry, man, early and often, and I'm pretty sure this offensive staff knows as well.
And Tanner, you mentioned Slay, so I'm going to start with you. We talked about the secondary a little bit, right, and how many playmakers they have. But we have a ton of playmakers in our receiver room. Sam Howell loves to move that ball. He gets everybody involved. How do you feel like our wide receiver room matches up with the secondary?
I think they match up well. I think one of the things that I've noticed, just those guys have big names because they make plays, so they should get that, that credibility, or have that, that name behind them when it comes to some of the things that they have put out there. Offensively, in our core, we haven't really got out there as much this year because of the new offense. I think that's been hindering us a little bit. Curtis Samuels has stepped up to be one of the biggest playmakers right now, besides Terry, in this receiving room. So I'm hoping I can see a little more splash of all the other guys. I want to see a little bit of Jahan. I want to see Diami. I want to see whoever's out there on the field, Pringle, whoever get an opportunity. One of the things I loved about the coaches that coached me throughout my years of playing, whether it was on the college level here, they always kind of challenged our room. Hey, I don't want to just see Tanner go out there. I don't want to see this guy go out there and be the guy. You know, when you get a chance, be that difference maker. Be the guy to make that key clutch catch on third down, or bring the ball in, or lift the team up by something you do offensively, whether you're blocking or whatever it may be. I want to kind of challenge and give our offense, our core, that challenge today. Go out there and be a difference maker. Let's not rely on Terry to be the guy. When you get your opportunity, come down with it and make a difference.
Well, I think when you look at the names, his name is called Big Play Slay. But I promise you, if you took every play he went against Terry McLaurin, he didn't make many big plays. Terry has made more big plays. So based off of that, analytics is taking over the world. We just heard today, this week, they hired a new guy to run the analytics for the Washington Commanders. Well, analytics tells me this: throw the ball to Terry. No matter who the hell checking him, he's going to beat them more times than not. So let's say Big Play T.
Yeah.
Let's go to Terry McLaurin more times than not.
Well, fellas, always great to get y'all insights. We're going to talk more about this defense later. We're going to have London joining the show. But right now, let's check out the views from FedEx Field from our live field cam presented by Verizon. Verizon, the network the Commanders rely on. And there are the Commanders warming up and getting ready for game time. We will continue bringing live coverage up until kickoff with the game getting underway at 1. And fellas, it's been a fun show so far. When we come back, it's all about the defense. That's right, London Fletcher will be joining the show to give us a defensive preview. And I get to check out our defensive tackle, Deron Payne. And we are answering your questions, my favorite part of the show right here. We will be answering your questions. Drop your questions with a comment. Hashtag left hand up. We know you're watching on YouTube. We know you're watching on X. We know you're watching on Facebook. We want to hear from you. Leave your comment and a question with hashtag left hand up to have your questions read on air by our guys. And stay tuned. This is Command Center Game Day Live presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. And it is the only Commanders pregame show which has your field pass to the action. And we will not let you miss a moment, even during this commercial break. Stay with us.
Football's here, and Fanatics Sportsbook wants you to rep your team colors. Introducing the Fanatics Jersey Drop. Bet $50 or more and get an official jersey up to $150. Available for a limited time. Welcome to the most rewarding sportsbook.
The Toyota Highlander is ready to go. With impressive cargo space, versatile seating, and fully connected tech to put you in charge of your drive. And with available hybrid models, you can be efficient in style. Right now, buy a Highlander with low APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
What you doing? Searching. For what? My financial wellness. Stop searching, go Northwest. I went to Northwest Federal Credit Union, totally better than a bank. And they helped me figure out how to make my money work for me. I even got a great credit card that pays 2 times the points. But can they help me find my car keys? Stop searching, go Northwest.
Hey, grab me one too.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary.
Roger, this is looking good.
We believe every moment in sports should be epic.
Is that curling? Nah.
This morning's news, curling fever has taken over the world.
So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Welcome back, Commanders family. It's Command Center Game Day Live presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Michael Jr. here with B-Mitch Santana, and we got my guy, Mr. Get Loud, Fred How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling kind of biased with all these offensive players up here. Trying y'all bring some defense into the game.
We got defensive mentality.
Well, check this out. We're going to allow you to get a little comfortable because we got some fan questions. So it's time for our special delivery delivered by Grubhub.
Yeah.
Fans, don't forget to order your unlimited Ultimate Game Day spread using the Grubhub QR code. No fees applied. And we have the delivery. Thank you, Caroline, for the delivery. This is from, they watch it on X. Watch this Sports Fan 23. Who is your early season team MVP for the Commanders? And Francis, you just joined us. I'm going to start with you. Who is your early MVP for the
That's a hard one right there. That's a very hard one. But I'm going to give it to a guy that everybody was on at the beginning of the year. He didn't start in the first game, had to sit out. I'm going to Chase Young. At the end of the day, I'm going to say he's outplayed what people expected him to do. He's looking like old Chase Young. He's getting the pressures. He's getting the sacks. And if you have to pick an MVP of a team that ain't where they want to be right now, why not pick Chase Young?
That's a good one. Me, I'm going to go offensive side of the ball. I said this guy was my unsung hero right now, and I'm going to say Curtis Samuels. I think some of the things that we've been seeing outside of Terry has went through Curtis. He's been a guy that, I talked about him earlier coming into the season that we was giving Jahan so much credit and forgetting about this guy. But he's that Swiss Army knife. He's that guy that when we need a play made and they're doubling Terry, we're finding Curtis.
Well, I would love to go to special teams player.
I'm sure you would.
I think my man has come in and returned like I want to see returns.
Yeah.
But I got to agree with Fred, which I know, God, please don't start me.
It ain't raining. It ain't raining.
They called for rain today. But Chase Young is a guy who's been scrutinized at all turns, all costs.
Yeah.
And that kid has played better than anybody on the defense consistently this whole year.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that in your hometown with all the pressure on you, to still be able to come out after the injuries, and you know, when you get injured, Tanner, you know for sure.
It's a mind thing.
When everybody think you're supposed to be ready to play, you're not ready to play.
No. Yeah.
When your body say, okay, boom, go with it. Yeah. That kid is now doing what he's supposed to do. I say Chase is the MVP. But hell, I'm going to say myself. You know why? Because I am not happy with what the hell I've seen. And I've always prayed and asked for to hold the team accountable. So I don't care who you are, coach, player, or not. You haven't lived up to the height of the Washington mentality. We need to see that for these last, 9 games?
10 games. You got 10.
Show us what you got.
Hey, the funny thing about it is, B. Mitch had 0 return yards and 0 rushing yards. He gave himself MVP.
Well, you know what?
It's special.
Well, you know
it's called special teams.
And if you ask me, I'd give all y'all MVP. Great job and great question. I'm going to give this fan the MVP. Now, let's take a live look down, brought to you by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. FedEx Field is starting to fill up for our division matchup against the Eagles. Kickoff is just an hour away. And fellas, we see the defense turning up, and we got Fred Smoo here, so let's talk about this defense. Now, the Eagles have the 4th-ranked rushing attack in the NFL. Fred, how does our defense, especially our front guys, slow down this rushing attack?
Well, it starts with the fact that we ain't scared of them. They just made that very clear. We can play with y'all on the offensive line. Let's be honest. Philadelphia has the best offensive line in football. That's how they move the ball. That's how they move the pocket. Kelsey, future Hall of Famer, he's the best center in football. That's where everything starts. It's the battle of the fat boys. It's the battle of the cholesterol. At the end of the day, whoever wins the battle in the trenches wins this game. That's how it goes. And then the funny thing I like to do is the best of Alabama D-line versus the best of Georgia. So, at the end of the day, I think it started with Deron Payne. He's a guy that we need him to make plays. I think he got, 1.5 sacks, 2 sacks right now? We need more. Jonathan Allen, we need more than just cuss words. Sweat, Chase Young, we need y'all to make this game a game. And I hate to say it, my guy shows up in this game every year, and that's Cam Curl. Cam Curl is the X factor. He reminds me of Brian Dawkins, who is a Philadelphia guy who played with him. He is the guy that I think can tilt everything for the defense against offense.
Yeah, man, Santana, I'll go to you with that.
I mean, that's good. I mean, I can't say it no better than what Fred put out there, but I think one of the things that I saw last time we faced these guys, we had that 5-man front. You know what I mean? We changed things around the line. He said it, Cam Curl down in the box, doing some things, giving them some different looks, getting them out of those run formations, making them pass a little more. I think that's what's going to have to be best. I don't necessarily think we need to be exotic up front, but you have to show them something else to get them to get out of that.
Middle linebacker in the 8.
Yeah, show them some looks, because I remember playing in these games where when we saw guys, we had to switch our plays up. So we can't just come out there vanilla and think a team is going to go out there and play vanilla. No, we have to show them something different so they can change, and maybe we fool them every now and then, but I think what helped us last time around is having that 5-man line, and that gave us a better, resistance, I guess. We was out there, we slowed Swift down. Slow Swift down, slow Jalen down, don't make him run, and then now you force them guys to pass. Even though forcing them to pass last time didn't fare out well for us.
Force them to pass.
But force them to pass it. We had our hand on the ball a couple of times last time. We got to come down with it this time.
Well, I was checking my phone because you thought I was texting, but I was trying to see, did I send Fred my notes?
Oh, yeah.
Fred seems to be doing everything I believe in today. Because I believe for this game to be how we want it to be, the guys that we've been praising for the last 3 to 4 years, our D-line has to win that battle. And I believe everything starts in the trenches. So that's why I'm like, is he cheap? Because if you don't win in the trenches, I don't care who you have. Swift, Hurt, you can have Robinson, you can have McLaurin. If the trenches are not won, you don't have a chance to go out there and shine. I always believe we call it the engine and transmission. O-line, D-line is your engine and transmission. All that other stuff is the paint job. If your car is beautiful and you ain't got no engine, you don't move.
If you ship it and it lock up on you, you ain't got a chance. I totally agree with what you're saying, especially about the offensive D-line. But I also think this game is about the X's and the O's. We got to hold the coaches accountable. Right? See, the Jimmy and the Joes going to go out there for 4 quarters and play football. But the X's and the O's going to tell the story. What coaching staff comes up with the best game plan to win this game?
Or adjustment.
And that's what it's going to be. Halftime. What do you see? What are you going to do about it? That's what's going to have to happen today. We got to hold the coaches accountable.
And especially the word adjustments. We remember what A.J. Brown did to us last game. How does our secondary adjust and slow him down, B. Mitch?
Well, you got to get into him. I think A.J. Brown is a guy who's a momentum guy. If he starts to roll on you, he will continue. Play him from the line of scrimmage.
St. Juice.
Hinder him. I don't care how big you are, how small you are. If you are a little gnat, to him, he can't get started. See, when we play Barry Sanders, if you allow Barry to move, you lost.
You already lost.
If you made him have to move, have to adjust early, you win. You got to make A.J. Brown adjust early. Don't get started on that. He's a locomotive when you get started.
You got to press him. He just said something. I'm putting my 6'3" corner in St. Juice, and I'm telling him, rise to the occasion. Last time we played him a year ago, St. Juice did a pretty good job on him. That's why I was shocked that they put the rookie on him the first game. Why not put your biggest cornerback on him? It's one of them things. It's the X's and the O's versus the Jimmy and the Joes. So at the end of the day, can we put St. Juice on him, and can he rise to that occasion?
I've been saying for time and time, man, I played this game for 14 years. And I never got the opportunity some of these star wide receivers are getting now with all this off man. I'm like, what is going on? If I had that, I would have almost 2,000 yards. I mean, seriously. I mean, when teams faced me, they knew we could get this guy out of his position to make a play or be elite by pressing him. So we need to press guys. He said it best, man. Press guys and give him a little help over top. So many guys, they talking about he's the guy. Man, those guys are pressing and having help over top. You know what I mean? So I want to see us. I want to see us. Bingo. I want to see us protect our cornerbacks from the outside.
There's a such thing as a shutdown corner. It's just hard to shut down. Number one. Now the thing about it is, y'all said it. Safety over top. Get them a little help.
They're not shut down. They shut help.
Oh no, I mean like a shut down, but I need help.
They like,
it's not,
give me a little bit on that side.
And it's not just the safeties helping. It's also that defensive line is going to help the secondary line getting pressure on that quarterback. A big part of that is Deron Payne, and I got a chance to catch up with Deron Payne during our next Man Up interview. So let's check out the Never Ordinary interview with Deron Payne presented by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary with Bet365.
What makes Deron Payne never ordinary?
Just me wanting to wake up every morning and just get to it, no matter how I feel or what I'm going through. I always come in and just try to get to work.
Where do you get that mentality from?
Really just being around in the league, just being around all my teammates, all my different coaches, and playing in Alabama. Like, I just learned, took little bits and pieces from everybody and just try to just working into my everyday.
Now, we talk about never ordinary. What is something that Deron Payne is into that nobody would expect, that the average person that doesn't really know you would be like, oh my gosh, you do this?
I mean, I got like 8 cars.
8 cars, name them off. Can you name them all off like that? Or is it just like it's an afterthought at this point?
I got a Maybach truck, TRX, GT63. I got like 4 old school cars.
Yeah.
A bunch of off-road cars, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers and stuff.
Yeah, well, after this, I'm going to need pics of everything. Yeah. Man, I got to see what you're working with, man. Who is Deron Payne?
Man, a baller. Quiet, but really can't, like, say that I'm quiet because my teammates, like, they feel me. They know my voice. They understand where I'm coming from. I don't know. I just going to go out there and ball every chance I get.
I got no doubt about that, man. Thank you, Deron.
Yes, sir.
Always great catching up with Deron Payne, expecting big things from him today, and we know he and the defense will be looking to get after it. So stay tuned, because when we come back, we'll have Beamish be telling us his top 3 matchups. Be on the lookout, and I promise you, London Fletcher, and you shall get London Fletcher. He will be joining us after this break, so stay tuned to Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. And this is the only, that's right, you heard me, the only Commanders pregame show which has your field pass to the action, and we will not let you miss a moment, even during this commercial break. Stick with us.
Garbage time. That phrase never sounded quite right, because no part of football is meaningless. So while some folks see garbage, FanDuel sees treasure. We see spreads to cover, overs to hit, and chances to live bet from the first down to the final whistle. So don't just watch football this season, cherish it.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
VetTix secures unused event tickets to give back to the military and veteran community. The mission? To strengthen family bonds, build lifelong memories, and encourage service members and vets to stay engaged in their community. Giving out over 15 million tickets since 2008, VetTix continues to give something to those who gave. To find out how you can help give once-in-a-lifetime experiences to our veterans, service members, and their families, visit vettix.org today.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception? First down? Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Hey, Marissa, what are you doing?
Searching
For what?
my financial wellness.
Stop searching. Go Northwest. I went to Northwest Federal Credit Union, even better than a bank. And they hooked me up with totally free financial counseling to help me manage my money.
Totally free?
Totally free.
I feel my financial wellness running through me already.
Whatever works. Stop searching. Go Northwest.
Football's here, and Fanatics Sportsbook wants you to rep your team colors. Introducing the Fanatics Jersey Drop, a jersey offer like no other. Bet $50 or more and get an official jersey of your choice, up to $150. It's available for a limited time, so grab it before it's gone. And with Fanatics Sportsbook, you can earn up to 5% fan cash back on every bet. Welcome to the most rewarding sportsbook. Start earning fan cash now.
What's up, Commanders family? We are 45 minutes to game time. Welcome back to Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. Brian Cole Jr. back here with B. Mitch, Santana Moss. And fellas, it's time to gear up for kickoff, presented by Fanatics. Now, we got some merch. We got some merch here, fellas. How you feel about these quarter zips?
I'm throwing this out at halftime.
Well, I like it, but I see they gave us smaller sizes, so we can't take them with us.
They don't want us to take them.
I see somebody that'll fit.
Now, fellas, this is the item of the game, so make sure you go to the fan shop to pick this up. You'll even get a little discount on it. Now, I gotta ask you, because Santana, you was the swag master, right? Everybody talks about in the comments how much swagger you got. I gotta ask, did you have like a certain level of swag you had to bring to game day? Like, did you have to wear a certain armband, a certain sleeve, certain type of sock?
No, I was just, so if you go back and watch me, I probably didn't look like most of these guys game day. I was just gonna consistently wear the same thing. I had the same kind of socks, the same pads, had to do things the same way. I was more superstitious than trying to be a swag master on the field. I care less about, hey look, it's big O. I care less about how pretty I look on the field. On the field, it was time to go to war. So that's how I was thinking about it. I was trying to go out there and be the one that win the battle.
Yeah, what about you, B. Mitch? I know you had a little sauce in there.
I had to make sure the shoes were special.
Okay.
Okay, my shoes were always different than everybody else. The shroud, I was the first guy to wear it here. You know, you just zip up so the thing come all the way 3/4. I wanted you to see my shoes, so when I'm running away from you, notice who left me.
Well, guys, let's take a look at the field real quick. This is our Verizon Live Camp. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on, and it looks like we just moments away. But fellas, it's time for a little more fun. It's time to play fast, win fast. Brought to you by Maryland Lottery. Fast play games. Play fast, win fast today, but please play responsibly. Now, B. Mitch, as always, we're looking for our Commanders to get off to a fast start. What are your 3 keys? We told y'all he's giving y'all 3 keys. What are y'all 3 keys to the win and to play fast against this team?
Well, we've heard a lot of talk this week about the Commanders changing up some guys on the offensive line. So I think the revamped Commanders offensive line against that vaunted Eagles defensive line is the main key for me. And then in the last game, you know, we talk a lot about them running the football. We talk about our guys from Alabama playing against those big old offensive linemen from Philadelphia. The offensive line of Philadelphia against our defensive line, that is probably the most important matchup, I would say. Because if we can stop them from running the ball and make Jalen become a one-dimensional guy, that's the best chance of beating him. And we flip it over in the last game. Their receivers basically manhandled our secondary. Yeah. Our secondary has to be pissed off today and have a mindset of, I am going to redeem myself. So that matchup right there is special. As I said, stop them from running, make them pass it. And if they pass it, you have to come up with something big. Yeah. Because A.J. Brown last game could have made a Pro Bowl based off of that.
Could have made the Pro Bowl. B-Mitch, we love getting your keys to the winning. And you know what? We are almost done with the show, but we have a little more fun to get to. We are quickly approaching game time, which means we got to get the secret sauce from Santana and B-Mitch on what the recipe is for a Commanders win. Stay tuned to Command Center Game Day Live, presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. It's the only Commanders pregame show which has your field pass to the action. We will not let you miss a moment, even during this commercial break. Stick with us.
Power Up Trail Mix has nothing to hide. We keep things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Straight from Mother Nature, our ingredients are picked at peak ripeness for an unparalleled taste. There's no better way to power up your day.
Hi, I'm Jeff Dick, Chairman and CEO of Main Street Bank. Every dollar we touch is not our own. Every dollar represents the countless hours spent on the construction site, late nights in the office, time away from family and friends. Remembering this keeps us in touch with what we do and who we do it for. At Main Street Bank, we are honored to be stewards of our clients' dreams, aspirations, and their money. Bank where trust matters and where you matter.
You're going to like this story because it's about you. You who forgot to charge your phone last night. You who sprints to the boarding line so your bag will fit. You with him. Until one day you boarded a United plane that was designed for, well, you. And your phone got charged, your bag fit, so did everyone else's, but this story isn't about them. Your toddler didn't tantrum, and you got to fly happily ever after. The end.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We have more boosts than anyone else. We power up the odds on hundreds of bets with Bet Boost. We give you the option to increase your profit with our incredible Profit Boost. And just when you think you can't get better odds, we unleash the Super Boost. Check out our boosts and see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Hey, it's me, Food. I'm so much more than just what we eat. I'm hand-cut, fresh and frosted. I love it. Aw, I love you too. See, life is always something new. All messy, frantic, and amazing. And from where I sit, you look delicious. That's why every day is worth celebrating. If you can. Stay fresh. Sincerely, Food. Sincerely, Safeway.
Welcome, Commanders family. It's Command Center Game Day Live. This has been brought to you by Northwest Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of the Washington Commanders. We invite you to stop searching and go Northwest. Check out nwfcu.org/Washington to see how easy it is to join and how Northwest can help make your money work for you. Stop by a branch and visit nwfcu.org/Washington today. Now, Commanders fans, want a chance to join the team out in Seattle? Well, we got one for you. Check out Go Northwest Flyaway Sweepstakes presented by Northwest Federal Credit Union. Fans have the chance to play a superlative game where they vote for what Commander players fits best with the description and then enter their information for a chance to win 2 tickets and a 2-night hotel stay and flights to the Commanders versus the Seahawks game in Seattle. Welcome back, Commanders game. Welcome back, Commanders fan to Command Center Game Day Live. Rocco Jr. here with Santana Mets, Brian Mitchell. We are getting up for kickoff just a few minutes away. We're here at FedEx Field, and you can see the stadium as we get ready to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. That is our live cam presented by Verizon. Verizon, the network Commanders rely on. Fellas, we're almost at game time, but before that, it's time for the secret sauce presented by Capital City Mumbo Sauce, proud partner of the Washington Commanders. And as you can see, we got the sauce on set. So
no wings.
And we don't just got the sauce, as promised. We got London.
Give me Mumbo Sauce without wings.
We ain't got no.
I'm taking this with me. I'm going to give me some
now
wings.
We don't
I want some wings.
Now, we don't have no wings, but we do got London Fletcher. London, you was out on that field. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I love the energy, love the focus of the guys. As you know, you guys have played in this battle.
Yeah.
Anytime you have a divisional game, the focus, the intensity, it's just ramped up. As I was walking up to the step, to the set, all the fans are coming to fill in the stadium. You know, Eagles fans are here. We got our fans here. It's going to be a great NFC East battle.
Yeah, and as you said, we got the sauce here. No wings, but we do got the sauce. And our guys need a little bit of secret sauce.
Isn't this a great little thing right here? We have Mumbo Sauce.
We got Mumbo Sauce.
That you put on basically birds.
It's
so
nice.
Isn't it great to
I like that.
Fried Eagles.
I like that.
Mumbo Sauce on.
So what do our guys need? What is the secret sauce for our guys to get the win today? Beavis, I'm going to start with you.
I said fry them. And what I mean by that is you don't make mistakes. You make them have to do everything the tough way. As a defensive line, you approach their quarterback and you pressure him all day. As an offensive line, you make sure you give your guys opportunity to cook holes in the hole.
Yeah.
As a defensive backfield, you go out there and you eat them alive.
Yeah.
That's what we do, okay?
Yeah.
And then as a receiving core, you break it wide open for them. You do that, you fry the Eagles, put Mumbo Sauce on them, got your wings.
Well, I'm going to just be real with you. There's no secret sauce. I think one of the things we have to start using, I need to see us start taking advantage of this home crowd and winning games. I think you come home, you want to have that advantage. Well, we have it right here, but we have to start taking advantage of that. Then 2, I would say this. We played these guys before. When you don't succeed the first time, you must succeed the next time. Let's split the series. I mean, like I said before, we have the home crowd, we have that part of it, sort of, but then beyond all that, go out there and rise. I said this early rise to the challenge, man. If these guys are the world beaters, they was the guys that was basically in the Super Bowl representing our division. Show them, just like we showed them last year at their home, that guess what? We don't see all that. We can go out there and play with you guys, and not only play with you guys, we can beat you. So that's the secret sauce. There's no secret. Go out there and play your game.
And my secret sauce is, listen, it starts with your mindset. And the mindset is, hey, you're coming into our house, like you talk about, protecting your home field. The Philadelphia Eagles, they feel like they're the bullies of the East. They're the beast of the East. We have to come in here with the mindset that they're going to have a dogfight the entire 60 minutes of this game. Run the football. Get those offensive lines in a mindset of we're going to attack. We're going to be opposing our will on you. Don't let the Eagles dictate to us. We're going to dictate the terms of the agreement. You mentioned the defensive line. Let's dictate to them. Let's dictate the terms of this agreement. Bring the fight to them. I was looking at the Rams game against the Eagles, and I was looking at it from a standpoint of how Sean McVay kind of attacked them. One of the great offensive minds. Yeah, they ran the ball, but a lot of the runs were outside perimeter runs, tosses. But in the passing game, they spread them out. They went a lot of empty sets, and they had Cooper Kupp in the slot a lot, and they got favorable matchups. Let's dictate our matchups against the Eagles defense.
And you talk about a matchup. Yes, we got you here. I got to talk a little bit of defense, if that's okay. So the Eagles have the #1 rushing defense in the NFL. How does our rushing attack counteract that and get some yards today?
It has to be a commitment to running the football. You're not going to all of a sudden run for 150 yards against the Eagles, but there has to be volume of runs. There has to be. Last game we had 22 call runs, 6 by Sam Howell, so 28 total rushes. You have to have a mindset of we're going to run the ball. I think at least 25 times, a commitment to running the football. And then you may only be getting 2, 3, 4 yards a pop, but it's more about the volume, having them respect the run. Now it's going to open up play-action pass. It slows down the pass rush. It allows you to get the play-action shots that we got in the first game. We got De'Ami Brown deep down the field. We got Terry McLaurin deep down the field. You got Curtis Samuel on some intermediate level routes. But you have to have a commitment to running the football.
And if all that don't work, I faced a bully when I was in middle school. And he walked up to me. I talked to my dad before. He said, catch him before he catch you. So that's when he walked up to me and he said, what's up? I put his ass okay? We got to hit them early and put them to sleep. That's how you win the game. Sometimes analytics don't work. Game plan don't work. Who's the baddest SOB on the field? Be that today.
And we're definitely playing a bad SOB in Jalen Hurts. That is the sauce right there. And we're definitely playing a bad SOB in Jalen Hurts, right? Another dual threat quarterback. Tyrod Taylor's not as much of a dual threat anymore, but he still showed a way to get out of that pocket. B-Mitch, how does our defense slow down a guy like Jalen Hurts who's off to a really great season?
Don't allow him to break contain. That's the natural thing. Every quarterback, even when I played in college, if you let me break contain, I am going to dictate anything I want to you. If you kept me in the pocket, I had to really hold back a lot. Make them hold back. Don't allow them to use their whole arsenal.
One of the things that Ron always talks about is those guys being disciplined up front, playing off each other, gap control, all that stuff plays an effect today. You have a guy that's capable. Also, we talked about Jalen Hurts, leaving that game last week with a knee brace on. So look, I'm not saying hurt nobody, but as defensive guys, I'm an offensive guy. I remember those guys knowing when I had an ankle bothering me, knowing when I had something going wrong. They went out there and made sure, hey, we're going to check and see if you're healthy or not. So tackle that guy. Tackle him around his legs. Make sure you see if he really want to be out here. And I'm sure he will, but you just have to be disciplined and play your game.
Maybe you dial up a little bit more pressure against him. It's about seeing what his mobility is like. Can he move to the same degree that he was moving before he got injured in this ball game? Listen, you throw caution to the wind when you're going against a team like the Eagles. We've been cautious. We come after these guys. Let's see how they handle pressure. We talk about how teams have been able to pressure our offense and get to our quarterback. We got 4 sacks against the Eagles last time. Let's see if we can get 4, 5, 6, 7 sacks on them in this ball game.
Yeah, we talked about Jalen Hurts' weapon and A.J. Brown earlier. They had a pretty good game against us, but they have basically another #1 receiver in Devontae Smith. How do you game plan as a defense for basically 2 #1 receivers? You've been there.
listen, everybody has talented players at the receiver court.
Yeah.
You have to figure out, hey, you got to say who I'm not going to allow to beat me. And I'm not going to allow A.J. Brown to be the one to beat me. I'm rotating coverages to him. I'm having 2 guys on him as much as possible. I'm going to have a call where it's double 11, double A.J. Brown. Whoever is covering Devontae Smith one-on-one, you got to hold up your end of the bargain.
Yeah.
This is on you, whether it's St. Jude's, Fuller, whoever it is, you got to go out and get it done. I'm taking my chances with Devontae Smith beating me. I'm not going to allow A.J. Brown to be the one who beats me.
I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. And then, guys, fellas, we're just moments away from kickoff. We got some good analysis. London, we appreciate you joining us. Let's get our final thoughts before kickoff. Let's get our final sauce before kickoff. B-Mitch, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I just believe that this is a game where when you're playing against an opponent that understands you, you understand them.
Yeah.
He who makes the least amount of mistakes, whether it be penalties or turnovers, wins the game.
Yeah.
Make sure you're on that side.
Yes, sir.
You know, he said it best, man. I always speak about, winning the turnover battle. Last week, we won the turnover battle on the road and still lost because we made so many mistakes. So I think that's key. But more than anything, like I said before, I'm going to say it until I can't say it no more. Rise to the occasion. You must rise to the occasion. We often see our team play better when we playing against better competition. So I want to see that, but not be satisfied. Finish.
Yeah, finish up.
For me, it's about starting fast. You got to go out and start fast, both offensively and defensively. We saw how we were able to get that game to overtime the first time we played. Yeah. We started fast on offense. Defensively, I need you to match that same type of start. Don't go out here trying to feel your way into this fight. This is a heavyweight fight. Come out swinging haymakers.
Yeah.
This is that type of battle that we're going against. Get Sam comfortable. Quick passes, run game, play action shots. And then let's take the fight to him. Like you said, B-Mitch, what you say when you saw that bully? What you do to him? How you hit him? No, how you hit him?
I caught it, baby.
And fellas, this is an historic moment. I think it's the first time ever Santana did not say, win the turnover battle all show. I was expecting it. I tossed it up to you. You didn't take it, but you had some good takes anyway.
I threw it in there.
You threw it in there. You
just wasn't listening.
Okay, maybe I missed it. It's a little loud in here. The Commanders fans are in here. They're packing this place out. Guys, we had so much fun. London, thank you for joining us. Santana, B-Mitch, always fun with you guys. Commanders family, thank you so much for watching. We will be back post-game after we get this win over the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll give you everything you need to know about the matchup. So stick with us. Brian Cohen Jr. here with Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell, Mr. H&I Santana Moss, and our big man, London Fletcher. We will see y'all post-game.
I'm ready for that Paisano.